Retail graphics are nothing new. Avangel already does it and it's very memory intensive.
Alright, so today we're gonna understand how the MicroCanvas works. So first of all, MicroCanvas is a 2D graphics engine I made to create vector graphics, pixel art, video games, and user interfaces. I like working with displays and I wanted to make my own standard way to make portable graphics applications for any display or microcontroller. This project is basically a tool to create digital art and have fun along the way in the process of making it. So let's get into the design philosophy of MicroCanvas and learn how to make awesome stuff with it. So the first thing, everything in MicroCanvas is an object. A line, rectangle, circle, text box, point are basic primitives that you can use to create even more complex objects in your application. In order to create these 2D elements, you need to first have a scene object. A scene object is responsible to store all of your 2D elements created in applications. You can have multiple 2D scene objects in your application and switch between them seamlessly. Usually the graphics library you see for the embedded devices work in immediate modes. So for example, when I create a rectangle on screen, I'm also responsible for when to draw it on a screen. Immediate mode provides control to drive display directly from the applications. On the other hand, MicroCanvas uses the read-in mode approach. When working with developing complex graphical applications with multiple tasks, you want a state of display and objects managed by a graphics engine to make your life easy. This allows you to think freely about the design you want to implement rather than thinking about managing the state of the display. In read-in mode graphics, the scene object is created by the render engine based on the objects created by the applications. The scene object holds properties of every object instantiated by application. Render engine iterates through every object upon a set interval between refresh cycles and updates the display without the need of indication from the application. For example, in this code snippet, I'm instantiating the universal object as a circle in a set of function. The functional MicroCanvas app main is a loop where I keep updating the property X position of the object, which results in circle moving from left to right. Once an object is declared, all you need to do is tinker with the different properties in order to animate them. This approach looks clean and lets you focus on building logic instead. A 2D element in MicroCanvas is a universal object that can become anything during its life cycle. Basically, a universal object can shapeshift into any predefined primitives. For example, a universal object initially instantiated as a rectangle can become a circle by changing its type. For example, here every time a universal object crosses the right edge of the screen, it emerges as a circle on the left side. To do the same thing without using the shape-shifting ability, I would need to create two different objects, and that is not optimal choice. And I believe that this feature can be used in many creative ways. Yeah, so this is it. In next part, I'll show you how to make more complex things like menu, video games work with 2D sprites. So stay tuned for that.